right, everybody, come on in. All right, everybody. Thank you all so much for being here. Why don't you announce yourselves in the chat as you're coming on in? Welcome to day 29 of your 30-day elegance boot camp. For anybody new here, hi, I'm Maggie. You may know me as Maggie, the substitute teacher from my cooking channel. I am all about food and femininity. I love helping feminine women attract and keep the masculine man of their dreams. Lucy and I have founded the Finishing School for the Modern Woman. It's an online 8-week virtual finishing school. We teach it live. Registration is open. We begin again in January. You can go to the link in the description or teachablemomentswithmaggie.com and enroll. You can use discount code Black Friday for a significant discount for a short amount of time. All right, ladies. So we have been covering a book from Vivienne Book. Her channel is Woman of Elegance. She has a digital download. It's a book of 30 things to do on your elegance journey. She's given us permission to cover one topic per day. Very, very excited to be teaching you all. If you want your own copy of the book, you can get it at the link in the description and use discount code Elegance20 for 20% off. But as always, we thank Brandon L. Jett, very generous in our community, for making this book available for all of our students. So again, you can join us in January if you want us to teach you in private group coaching. So I'm going to review everything, but before I do, Lucy, please introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Lucy, also known as Luke Casely, and I have a channel that focuses mainly on teaching Spanish. So from time to time, I put in some content about femininity, elegance, and cultural issues that are coming up in society related to the woman side, whether it's something about elegance, femininity, or maybe relationship, man woman relationships. And I also got to tell you, Maggie, I see you having your own kind of channel or conversational type relationship uh, channel podcaster, because for me, again, I admire how you remember to say those things, and you're very logical when it comes to sharing the information that you are going to present, and you are very eloquent with it, which is something that I cannot be ever, because I know my Spanish, my ESL gets in between. So it's something that I admire on women that are incredibly eloquent in presenting information. There you go.
Thank you so much, Lucy, for the compliment. I appreciate that. That's very kind of you to say. And ladies, I just want to share with you that this is a skill that I have worked very hard on. But the good news is you can improve. If you all know me, you know I have a silly side. You know I have an impulsive side. As my man says, I'm always doing stuff. He calls it quadruple tasking. So I'm a little bit all over the place. But I could get it together when I want to be, and I appreciate that. That makes me very happy. I love sharing this content with you all, and it seems like you all love it as well. So drop in the chat what have been your best moments, favorite moments, best takeaways as I share my screen, and we'll do a quick review of what we have covered so far. So in Vivian's book, we have talked about from the outside in. She's broken up elegance into several categories. First is dress and grooming, making sure that you are on point with the way that you show up in person. The second section was on your conversation, ladies. It's really important that how we speak represents the elegant woman that we want to be. The third section was on that dining etiquette. Eating is a huge part of building relationships, and there is a protocol when you dine with others. And here's your hint: it's never about the food. The fourth section, we talked about relationships, which is a huge priority for me. The choices that we make in our life partners, marriage, long-term, which is what we focus on here, it says a lot about you and it stays with you. So this fourth section, mastering your elegant online presence. All right. We love the internet. It is a tool. It can be very useful, but also it can be something that gets a lot of ladies into trouble. And so we want to help you prevent that. So that's what we have been talking about. All right, so in Vivian's book, this is the Ultimate Elegance Guide. Again, Vivian has given us permission to share her content. You can get your own copy of the book. Her channel is Woman of Elegance. She's on all platforms. Please support her. She makes excellent elegance content. And you can see here she's got great tips and examples and things you can take away with on your elegance journey. But as we always say, you can always get better. You have never arrived. You can always refine, and we would love to teach you. All right, ladies, day number 29. Let's talk about that content. What are you sharing online, ladies? What does Vivian say? Oh, before we do, Lucy, what would you add?
I want talk show. That's the topic I wanted to say. You can have your own talk show. That's it, and then we can move on to the.
Oh my goodness, from your lips to God's ears. Well, if I ever have a talk show, I would love for you to be my first guest. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much, Lucy. That's very, very sweet. Who knows? We'll see. This content creation thing started off as a hobby, just sharing what I do, which is usually cooking. And that led into the etiquette, and now this personal development, and now relationships. I love it. And I love making this content with you. Ah, so happy. All right, ladies, what does Vivian say? You are as good as your words. Your words are a mirror into who you are. Type content, comments, and contributions that are sensible and carry wisdom. I love this, ladies. Lucy and I have shared, we're older women in our 40s and 50s. And I just remember hearing growing up, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything. I don't know where that went in modern society. There's this perception that if I think something, it needs to come from my brain through my mouth, and now even through my fingertips for the world to see how I felt in that moment. I wholeheartedly disagree, ladies. It's not necessary, and it can be quite harmful for you to have an emotional response. We are women, we are emotional creatures. In a day, we can be up, we can be down, we can be happy, we can be sad, we can be scared, we can be confident. Can you imagine if our brain opened up and all of those emotions were on public display? No. Just like we wear clothes on our bodies and we need to cover up some things that are personal and private, I think you should really guard your thoughts and your words and your written words too. Lucia said this in previous episodes that, people will look up what you did 5, 10, 20 years ago and will challenge you on that. And we all grow and we all refine, but you don't want to have to defend, you don't want to have to defend that dumb moment. Or how many times have we seen like a celebrity or somebody or politician have to come to the microphones and read a prepared statement that somebody wrote for them because they did something stupid? And I mean, just avoid it, ladies. It's so much harder to recover from a blunder like that than to just pump the brakes and say, you know what, I don't have anything to share, but thank you so much for asking. It just really goes a long way. What would you say to that, Lucy?
He just reminded me of that. There's right now a controversy happening with Miss Universe, Miss Nicaragua. Shout out to Nicaragua, we won Miss Universe. So they're bringing back receipts of things that she did before she became Miss Universe. And, again, it's the haters that will bring back some of that stuff for her to have to defend what she was doing and what she was saying. So again, you will have those that will challenge what you say, what you do. And again, we are social media has now allowed those people without filters to type in what's on their brain into a keyboard, and they're called keyboard warriors. So just again, think a little bit about it, because as we talked about on the previous day, it could come back to haunt you.
Absolutely. That's such a shame, especially, and I'm definitely not a pageant girl, obviously, but any of those competitions or any accomplishments, whether they're personal or professional, as you age, there's going to be things that you do that you work really hard for that you're proud of. And what a shame that now people don't remember you for um the good things that you've accomplished. But and I don't know the context, I don't know anything about her, I wish her the best, but it's just such a shame that now there's kind of that stain or that cloud there when it really should be a moment to celebrate. We had that here in the States. We had a pageant winner who actually had her title taken away because of things that she's done. So ladies, just be really mindful about that. So Vivian says, your words are a mirror into who you are. Type content, comments, and contributions that are sensible and carry wisdom. If someone goes through your records online, they should read content that shows you as a responsible and intelligent woman. I love that. We talked about that in the conversation section about being well read and not just knowing about pop culture, actually having something to contribute to a conversation. And ladies, I would say like the base level, what you absolutely want to avoid is anything negative or anything that you would regret. And then kind of the next level would be just either like silence or just grateful or compliment or just something that's kind of more neutral. What we want to aspire to is actually bringing something thoughtful, something intelligent. That's what I try to do, right? I mean, I could just, get up here and smile pretty and be like, it's a lovely day. And there's nothing wrong with that. There are some channels and some content that's just feel good stuff. And we all need that, right? Sometimes we just listen to music or watch a comedy or something just to feel good. But another level of elegance is really about adding something, especially when people didn't know that about you. And, we don't get political here, but I do remember a story I read about Jackie O. And, she was one of the first ladies that was admired for her presence as a first lady. And it was something about, I think they made like a state trip or something to France. And of course, she's there as the wife of the president. And of course, everybody's taking pictures and whatnot. But when she met the French president, she was actually fluent in French and began speaking. And the country and the people were just so impressed by her. And apparently, it was a surprise to a lot of Americans who didn't know that. Contrast that with, oh, yeah, I'm a published author. Oh, yeah, I'm a business owner. Oh, yeah, I'm a CEO. It's so refreshing when you have certain gifts or something, certain qualities that people learn them over time when it's appropriate, or someone says, did you know she speaks 6 languages, or whatever it is. But I just think when you can elevate or when you can hold a little bit back, and then at the time when it actually adds value or makes sense, people remember that, as opposed to being boastful or saying something that's just like, okay, great, thank you for sharing. That didn't really move the conversation, but you feel better, you got it off your chest. So try to think about that's what I try to do, ladies. I try to think about what would be helpful. And when I'm always telling you, I try to think about tangible things to impart to you and give you, I'm actually telling myself, and don't just be a talking head, actually teach something that's useful. I think that goes a long way on your elegance journey. What would you add, Lucy?
I love that you said about positive content. And the sad thing that I've noticed too is that the more negative the content, the more clicks and likes and shares they get, unfortunately. But you know what? Whatever works for people, the positive content will always leave you feeling good and just, will allow others to see that you do have that beauty, internal beauty, that you share it with others as well. It's not about how many views you get. It's not about how many clicks you get. It's not about how many likes you get. It's about the quality of content that you have to provide, and the quality. And again, if you provide quality content, you will bring quality people to your circle as well. So, and I love that about Jackie. Oh, she never said anything. She never boasted. And then when she needed to take action, she showed the world. I love that.
Yes, absolutely. And look, we're still talking about her to this day, and there are a lot of other things that could be said, but people really regard her for how she carried herself throughout, a lot. So yes, ladies, just be mindful of that. It's not elegant, it's not feminine to lead with your accomplishments. It's quite masculine and competitive. So just hold a little bit of that back. It's a little bit of that discretion. I just, yeah, I think about that. Especially as Americans, we're very proud, and that's fine to be proud, but, tamper it down a little bit. All right, what else does Vivian say? If someone goes through your records online, they should read contents that show you as responsible and intelligent. Join in community activities and services that portray you in a good light. I love that. We are social creatures. We are women. We love to share. We love to connect. That's how we survive. That's how we grow and how we learn. But ladies, and again, it's never about not having fun or being a prude, but it is about being thoughtful and mindful with how you associate in social situations. So if you have an opportunity to go, bar hopping and partying, that's an option. Or if you have an opportunity to, I don't know, take a painting class or volunteer somewhere, especially if you want to be considered seriously and not just a fun girl, what you do with your free time and your spare time really speaks volumes about you. And it doesn't mean that you have to be an expert, but if you show a curiosity that you want to learn more than just what you already know, or surround yourself with what you're already comfortable with, it really says a lot about your capacity to grow and be teachable and be coachable. A lot of times we, can be resistant because maybe there's a fear there that we feel like we won't fit in, or I don't know enough. But you would be surprised, people who are in certain groups, they love sharing what they're passionate about. And if you show a little curiosity, especially if it makes you better, I think it goes a long way. What would you add to that, Lucy?
Back. I was thinking about double join in community activities and services that portray you in a good light. Exactly. Why would you want to share yourself with, like a tequila shot on your profile, or always having fun? And alcohol is always involved. No, you want to show yourself, are you volunteering? Or if you're looking for a religious man, are you going to any kind of church event, and are you helping in the community, and are you just showing yourself that you do have that kind, benevolent, feminine heart, that you are sharing that femininity with others in real life.
I love that. I absolutely love that. And it goes a long way. That's what Vivian says. I'd love to know what you all think in the chat. Posting worthwhile content, make sure it's sensible and carry wisdom. And ladies, here's a tangible tip. Even if you're young and still learning and growing, what I love about this is that the internet lasts forever, and I'm intentional about using it as a tool that can be helpful. Even if you feel like, well, I don't know that, or, I'm not really good in that area, share what you're working on, or what your goals are, or what you're curious about. Or maybe, I used to be here, like I'm not at my goal weight, but I'm a lot farther than I used to be. Anything that shows that you're actually intentional about getting better. Personal development comes in so many forms. So this is not about being perfect and doing everything correctly, but are you learning how to speak French or Italian? Maybe you're up to chapter 3 in your books or tapes, right? Are you trying to learn a skill? Maybe there's a video of you, playing your scales on the piano, or I went to listen to a lecture. Did you all know? Things like that, are insightful to you. Or, I love the like workout or like healthy recipes, or, any kind of tips, because some of us really struggle with that. The type of content that if you look at it, it inspires you to keep going. And if other people land on it, they may say, huh, I didn't know that fun fact about, the Panama Canal. I'm making it up, but there are things, ladies, that you can share. And what I love with the internet being forever, I know Lucy and I have shared that neither of us have daughters, but I love thinking that one day maybe my daughter-in-law or granddaughters or I don't know any other woman who finds this maybe long after we're gone who's struggling with maybe not getting this teaching at home will find something that really speaks to her and helps her. I do consults one-on-one outside of our classes. If you're interested in a free consultation, go to teachablemomentswithmaggie.com. But I can't tell you how many women tell me privately, I've been watching you. I've been watching the Elegance Boot Camp. I've been watching, the Wives Club or whatever it is. And then it may take weeks for them to finally say so. A lot of times you all watch and you're not active in the chat, and that's totally fine. Those of you that are active in the chat, shout yourselves out. We love you too. But excuse me, it just really gives me joy that I'm doing something that even if I don't see the benefit right now, I know, excuse me, I'm leaving a legacy that I will be proud of, my children will be proud of, my grandchildren that don't exist yet will be proud of. So yes, try to think about that, ladies, because you will age and you want to be proud of the legacy that you leave. What would you say, Lucy?
Yes, and it's also, it's a shame that some women would be shy about saying, I am watching a feminine elegance content because they're afraid that they're either going to be laughed about or judged and so forth. I can tell you, do not be concerned with those that judge you because you want to become your feminine essence of who you are. Yes, there are going to be naysayers. There are going to be those that will say, why are you doing this? It's for your own personal development. And again, others are not living your life. You are living, it's your own life, and you have to choose whether you want to be your feminine essence, woman that you know you are, or you want to take on the judgment from others that are probably going the wrong way instead of you correcting course and doing what you want to do with the right folks.
Absolutely. And ladies, we always say we understand this content isn't for everyone. I think it's for anyone, but ladies, when you're alone with your thoughts, if the image that's out there doesn't reflect you and you feel like a fish out of water or the oddball like I have for a long time, but I am very intentional about creating a community where women who do believe in traditional roles can be welcome and ask questions and we can learn together. So I would just say if that's how you feel inside, it's only going to get stronger as you age and you're only going to want more of it. So whether or not you share with the world or you do this personal development privately, just make sure that the content that you post online, like Vivian said, is worthwhile. We know there are millions of YouTube channels and there are sensational channels that when this gossip story hits the press, oh my goodness, everybody is there and they want to know what's happening. And, that's fine. I understand we have a curious nature. And so that's great. But as soon as that story dies and then there's something else going on, then it's like, what's the next thing? Almost like those attorneys that are ambulance chasers or the ones that we call them, they're always looking for the next train wreck. And, it's fine if that's what you get into, but I even have to limit how much of that I consume because I ask myself, how do I feel after listening to this story and all the gory details of this blunder or this breakup or whatnot? So just think about it and just make sure whatever you share and whatever you contribute, it's helpful in some way, either to yourself or other people. That's all that Vivienne had for day 29. Lucy, you have anything to close us out?
I think we're good.
All right, ladies. Well, I Would love to know in the chat. We are coming up on the last day of your Elegance Boot Camp. How are you guys feeling? How has this been for you? Are you sad? Lucy and I were committed to giving you these 30 lessons for 30 days. And from what I can see, you all have really been enjoying it. So we will be back tomorrow with our final episode, day 30. 30 for 30. We made it, y'all. The Elegance Boot Camp is available on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, Lucy's Facebook, Spotify, and even Pinterest. You can look up Maggie, the substitute teacher, and please continue to share. So we will go ahead and wrap up this episode. See you all back here, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m.
Yeah.
Pacific. Yeah.